All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to pay the Pied Piper. Gonna have to minimize / close out of this stream here. We're here today to show you a little bit of the multi-tabling process. I can already see it looks like it's an awful viewership experience. I'm pulling up the comments on my phone because there's no way I'll be able to see the chat on screen. So what's up, everyone? I guess I can't exit that. I think I just need to minimize it to resize this. I'm drafting 5 $10 Millie Maker teams at the same time. I was doing sessions of 8 earlier. I'm not having fun with this, guys. I even broke down, you know me. I don't like doing slow drafts, but I even looked in the lobby to see if there were slow drafts to see. I don't really know what to do about the screen size here for you guys. Let's see here. We're going to have to resize these. I think I'm too zoomed in is the issue. That's the issue. Okay, so the trick is you got to make sure these are just big enough to see the draft board. I'm at 69, so this is 70, 71, 72, 73, 74 out of 150. Yeah, as I was saying, I looked for the slow draft option, and there's no even, you can't even do slow drafts anymore on DK. Earlier, I was doing drafts at 50% zoom. I don't know how to customize the zoom in. What's up, Lucky7? What's up, Deep Patel? I won't be able to highlight too many comments today. These bad boys are filling. If you want to join me on this madness. This is the last big checklist in best ball land for me to get these 150 down. See, we can have 3 filled so far. Now we're at 4. I auto occasionally. You can upload draft rank preparations, I guess I would call it, where you can set your limit, your positional ranks. I did that. I got autoed 4 QBs on one team, so clearly it didn't save. I went and did it again. You can also exclude players. So I just put a bunch of players on the exclude list, which I'm prone to auto draft. What's up, Broward? What's up, Big Jack? We got 5 drafts we're going to do here. A casual 5. I didn't realize it would showcase so terribly for you guys. Let's see if there's anything I can do to zoom on it. StreamYard's pretty limited, guys. I need to up my game. So sorry. I don't know how to fix that and draft 5 teams right now. The good news is I'm going to show the draft boards at all times instead of when I'm making the pick. And I'll try to mention the players I'm drafting, and I will review the teams at the end. So, you know, if you want to make this more of an audio stream, not offended. The viewing product is weak. So one trick here on DK is you always need to sort by ADP, or I recommend you do that. And each time you click into it, you need to redo that. So we got Tyreek Hill at the 105 here. DK's known for some shenanigans. You'll catch the wildest people here. We got CMC over here on the far right. I don't know. I've seen players drafted that I didn't even know existed in DK before. We're going to take Diggs at the 105. Sometimes on these multi-table sessions, I just lock up an elite QB in the quarterback and figure I'll be able to outdraft people later. So I don't mind losing a 12th or a second round pick. You know, something like Diggs Allen and being done. AJ Brown, Hurts. And that way, because oftentimes what happens is it's really hard to pay attention to what the whole draft room's doing when I'm multi-tabling. And if you're in some room, which happens quite a bit on DK, honestly, where people just start like hoarding all the quarterbacks, well, you can just have a dead team. So I've had some teams where I just take like 5 QBs, try to fill it in there. What up, Chris? Chris, I noticed hating in the Chris said I was going to be insufferable if Calvin really had a good year. And now look at him, Chris. Choose your side, Chris. I saw that comment. What up, Tyler? What up, Zach? Yeah, I primarily will be doing underdog content. Did I see Pete's late 4 QB build? No, I did not. But my puppy team, the year I won BBM2, was a 4 QB build. I generally have a couple 4 QB builds on underdog. Obviously, harder to pull off 4 QB on underdog where you only have 18 rounds. At the same time, the market is just wrong about how they rank quarterbacks on underdog, in my opinion, where, you know, like they'll just let all the starters go really late. So it makes late quarterback a little bit more viable. I'm just not taking Kelsey and Eckler. Doesn't feel great to fade them, but is what it is. We got the craziest people on DK. I'm going to pick Diggs at the 105, Zach says. Yeah, Zach, I mean, to me, drafting Stephon Diggs at the 105 is perfectly fine in this market where obviously Kupp used to be the 105. Diggs was my 106. So obviously, if Kupp is no longer the 105, now Diggs is my 105. Because I'm Diggs over Eckler and Kelsey. Just a little way to get different. Diggs has less systematic risk, where Kelsey's old as shit. Eckler's old for a running back. Plus the offense is changing. But, you know, you'll have people on DK doing way crazier things than that. Let's go Ridley. Stick it to all the nerds and haters. With A.J. Brown here. Oh, God, I can't even do it. I was going to take... You can see my computer does not handle this well. I was going to take Jalen Hurts with A.J. Brown, but some dude just took him at the 111. Uh-oh, almost autoed here. All right, we got a Kupp McCaffrey start. Yeah, I mean, I think people are reading into the Kupp situation very wrong. Where what I've seen a lot of people say, and this is more just like fear-based in my opinion, is they've been like, oh no, he's seen a body specialist. Like that means it's very bad. And my take on Cooper Kupp seeing a body specialist is it potentially very bad? Sure. Potentially, like, this is a Hail Mary. But to my understanding, who Cooper Kupp is seeing is he's seen a world-renowned hamstring specialist. So I prefer that players try to get the best help possible to them, the best help they can find in order to be able to play the season. I want Cooper Kupp to understand his hamstring in his body literally the most he can. All right, we're gonna take Kupp versus Adams is pretty hard. We're gonna do Kupp this time and see if Allen falls to us in the third. But yeah, I want Cooper Kupp to have every understanding of his hamstring that he can. And if that means he, misses 5 weeks, he misses 5 weeks. Okay. But what would be more concerning to me is repeated hamstring injuries and they're not trying anything new. That is bad. So yeah, I mean, the Cooper Kupp hamstring could be very bad. I don't know, obviously. I'm taking it as good news that he's seen a specialist. You know what else that got clowned on that's kind of the same thing is 2 years ago or last year, something like that, Dawson Knox went to see a hand-eye specialist. And a lot of people are like making fun of him in the fantasy football community for that. Like, oh, can't be great for you if you need to see a hand-eye specialist. I, again, took that the other way where it's like, I kind of like that this guy who is definitely good at football, but has some, problems dropping the ball every once in a while, is trying to hone his craft and get better at that. So we did get Josh Allen in the third round over here. We have a Diggs Olave Allen team. We have an A.J. Brown CeeDee Lamb team. We have a Tyreek Ridley Metcalf team. We have a Diggs Cooper Kupp team. We have a McCaffrey Kupp Smith team. There aren't great doctors in California, Steve asks. I don't think that's it, Steve. To my knowledge, the guy that Cooper Kupp has seen is the best hamstring doctor in the world. And I'm basing that off of some random Twitter poster who I believe what someone said on Twitter responding to Levitan's post about it is that her assumption is that Kupp is going to see the Vikings team doctor because he is a hamstring specialist. And that doctor reattached her hamstring. So I don't know. Sounds like a plausible enough theory to me. But yeah, this is not like Aaron Rodgers going on an ayahuasca retreat. This is nothing like that. So I'm not the biggest Higgins guy, but neither is the casual crowd. I don't know if it's good or bad news that I have mostly faded Devontae Adams this year because I like Pollard, Barkley, everyone that goes above him more. I've mostly faded Adams for that group, and therefore I just don't have a lot of Adams. But now I'm getting a lot of Adams because they're letting him fall in the market. Wow. Please let me get this Ramondre Stevenson in the fourth round, end of the fourth. Come on. Take Najee Harris. Do it. Yes. Wow. Okay, so on this team over here, we have a McCaffrey, Ramondre, Cooper Kupp, Devonta Smith team. AKA a team with 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks on it. I might just close out the other ones and just focus on that one. But, DK is a different beast. You have a big casual crowd. And what we're seeing is just like the fear of the casuals and the influence it has on the market. For example, Hollywood Brown is now like an 8th and 9th round pick. Why is that? Well, it's because casuals, like in some ways, I think casuals are right? Like where they keep it simple. They're not concerned about a lot. They keep it simple and they're just kind of like, oh, I'm not taking Devontae Adams because of Jimmy G, which is like the same simple take I had, So like, I think keeping it simple is the right thing to do sometimes versus, I don't know, all this nerd analytics shit or whatever people want to cite for past stats. But on the other hand, I think they're getting it wrong at other parts where it's like, and maybe this is just me take locking the players I like, but I mean, Hollywood Brown to me is the same lesson we learned with Amari Cooper, where last year Amari Cooper was cheap because we were so concerned about the offense. Of course, Justin Herbert's already gone. And then Amari Cooper had a great year. And now Hollywood Brown went from like a 6th round pick to a 7th to an 8th. Again, I got him in the 9th in a DK draft. And he's also falling in the underdog markets. In my 150th underdog draft, I got him in like pick 88 or something. What up, guys? I'm seeing the chat here. If you missed yesterday's stream, we celebrated me reaching 3,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for everyone who did that with me. We're now on the road to 5K. We also drafted my 149th Best Ball Mania team on Underdog. A link to join my Discord is below if you would like to join my Discord. I notify them when I'm going live on YouTube I interact there. Johnny Football says, amen to that. Analytics, these nuts. True. So the top half is never hard for multi-tabling. The later rounds can get a little hairy, especially when I forget like my team construction. One team is a Diggs, Olave, Josh Allen, Watson, Breece Hall team. The other team is an A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Mark Andrews, Deebo Samuel team. My other team is Tyreek, Ridley, Metcalf, Breece Hall, Hawkinson team. I have a Diggs Cup, T. Higgins, Mike Williams team, and a McCaffrey Cup, Devonta Smith, Ramondre Stevenson, Christian Kirk team. I simply take Breece Hall and Hawkinson in the 5th round if they're there. So hope they have good years or at least good playoffs. The beautiful thing about best ball is your guy can suck all year, and if he scores 2 touchdowns week 15, 16, 17, you could get paid for it. Every year we see KJ Osborne, Zay Jones, name a random guy who goes off in the fantasy playoffs. If you're tuning in late, guys, I'm sorry that the screen is so small. I don't know how to. I'm sharing my full screen, and my full screen is like, I don't know, 49 inches or something like that. So it's kind of hard to see the whole thing. I just assumed StreamYard would do a better job, but it does not. It's probably a lot of user error on my end. I think I'm going to bite the bullet and try to learn OBS at least by next offseason so we can do a lot more customizable shit, yada, yada. I also know some people who know OBS. You know, I used to stream for ChessKid/chess.com. So my producer there knows OBS well. Getting a quarterback stacked with the pass catcher can be a difficult thing in these casual DraftKings lobbies. It's why I'm okay just securing the stack, reaching a little bit. I did not get any second round cup in my last Best Ball Mania entries, nor any of my high stakes stuffs. So, is what it is. I'm sure there's at least a couple shares of third round cup, which is annoying, but is what it is. James Cook could just go absolutely nuclear this year. Like if he is just like discount Jahmyr Gibbs or something. So I don't historically love to draft guys like James Cook who go from 10th round to 6th round picks. But again, I just, it's a bit of a hedge, where it's like if Kincaid doesn't have a good year, it's probably because Cook is just like dominating points. I usually go Gabe Davis over Cook. I want Cook over Gabe Davis on this one. I'll recap the teams at the end, guys. Again, probably not the best viewership experience here, but we're all hanging out here on this lovely Monday. This will put me at 74. So I don't know. I might do something crazy where I just enter like all 75 at the same time and just kind of steer, hope to steer. You can see even when I'm doing 5 at once, there's some downtime. It's almost better with like 8 at once where I don't need to. I don't want downtime. I want to just be like clicking, clicking, clicking. It's not awesome when all my teams go on the clock at the same time. So 4 of my teams don't have a quarterback, which means we're at the mercy of the room. We'll see. We'll see if we get buried there or not. Swift and JSN, 2 guys I like a lot, who are both very free on DK now. Like JSN is just a 7th, 8th. I think I got JSN in the 9th again the other day. You do enough DK drafts, you'll see some wild shit. And I'm drafting midday. I imagine the nighttime streams get a little bit more off the rocker. Taking JSN in every draft too also sets up the Geno stack when I miss on QB usually. Definitely don't want to get buried at QB on this beautiful team I have cooking here. So probably going to quote unquote reach on a QB for a stack. Taking Kirk Cousins in the 9th round, where usually I try to get Cousins in the 10th. All the quarterbacks that go at like the 8-9 are usually available at the 9-10. We'll see if the Jefferson drafter takes Cousins. Maybe not, because he went Jones. We have Addison over there. Okay. Some Falcons beat reporter theorized that Pitts could be 4th on the team in targets, which just sounds like clickbait. I mean, like, come on. How is that even possible? Unless he's like truly way more injured than anyone knows. The Q tag on Miles Sanders kind of making him free fall in multiple drafts. If you're going to multi-table, a key thing to do is set your Q when possible. Just helps with remembering everything. I don't know. I don't think the bet on Miles Sanders is that different. I think I've taken him in like all these drafts. 8th round Miles Sanders sounds pretty reasonable to me. And lick decent. Yeah, man, it takes a lot of dopamine out of you to multi-table these. We're seeing Tony rise with the news of him being ready for week 1. He's a guy I warmed to late in the process. I started drafting him at least. Man, I just got 8th round Kyle Pitts. If you'd given the offseason long enough, Kyle Pitts would just continue to fall. What do we need here? We're going to take unstacked Watson over there. I don't take Watson ADP, but 9th, 10th round Watson is one I start to. Going to secure a quarterback stack over here. Kirk Cousins to Hawkinson. I don't know why Geno is cheaper than some of these quarterbacks. Geno has some rushing upside too. Bummer where Geno is gone over here. It's like Charbonnet. Kincaid's long gone. We're going to reach for Kincaid over here on the Bill stack. Jamal Williams and Raheem Mostert looking like two huge winners, at least to start the season. AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb. Say less. We'll take Dak. I don't have a ton of Jamal or Mostert. But I've started drafting them a little bit late here. There was like a week or two where I was drafting Jamal after Kendra was hurt, and then Kendra looked good again. Jamal isn't really rising either. Yeah, I mean, Jamal shouldn't rise, right? Because Kamara, we know, is back week 3. We don't know when Kendra is back, if he's back at all. I still draft Kendra, but we don't know anything about it. Would I start? Who would you start in? Oh, I assume you meant week 1, Steve. Kincaid or Laporta? It's a tough one. I think they're very close assets. I think like Laporta is probably chalk for receiving more targets week 1. Like that would be the chalk guess for who gets more targets. But I don't know. Against a tough Jets secondary, I could see the middle of the field be where Buffalo wants to attack. Laporta just might be the second target on the Lions. Especially to start the year. Okay, so we're going to take Geno here. So we have a Diggs, Olave, Allen, Watson, Brees, Cook, JSN, Pitts, Kincaid team. We have AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Mark Andrews, Deebo Samuel, Ken Walker, Drake London, JSN, Kyle Pitts, Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones team. We have a Tyreek, Ridley, Metcalf, Brees, Hawkinson, Gabe Davis, Jordan Addison, David Montgomery, Deshaun Watson, Zach Charbonnet team. We have a Diggs, Cup, Higgins, Mike Williams, Hawkinson, Cook, JSN, Sanders, Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith team. And a McCaffrey, Cup, Smith, Ramondre, Kirk, Addison, JSN, Sanders, Kirk, Charbonnet, and Jamal Williams teams. So a bunch of the same players on a bunch of these teams. What about Kincaid versus Freiermuth? I would assume Freiermuth projects to receive more targets week 1. Maybe it could be argued that Kincaid is a higher upside bet, depending how you view the 49ers defense versus the Jets defense. The Bills project for more points than the Steelers. That is what I can tell you. So if you're touchdown hunting, Kincaid might be a better bet there. But again, very close. Take Laporta here. Take P. Ryan here. I don't know why I don't have as much McKinnon as I'd like. The man won me several tournaments last year. I think it's just because he's a year older, I guess. Ryan, I love to hear that, man, that you're teaching your daughter chess. Definitely, you should just stay teaching her for now, but eventually, we're going to reach on Purdy here to secure a quarterback. Purdy to go with CMC. Eventually get her up and running on Chess Kid if she, takes an affinity to it. Chess is a great game to play with your family. You can look up the Chess Kid YouTube where I've put out quite a bit of chess material as well. Maybe I'll put some work on my own YouTube eventually. I'll have a section for chess. I put up some chess videos, but like a comprehensive beginner, like here's how you get into chess, here's the steps, blah blah blah. Because I was a good teacher. All right. Gino after ADP to pair with JSN over here. Feels good. We are in the 11th and 12th round in most of these drafts. Again, I'm going to recap them at the end here. I was at 20 drafts on like Friday, I think. So now we're going to be at 75. It's probably going to overlay too, the DK Millie. I maxed BBM4 late last night. My 150th team started off with Josh Allen Diggs. Couldn't imagine going out any other way, Man, people are asking me start-sit questions when I'm multi-tabling. You guys are sick. My last flex spot start, 1 PPR. Addison, JSN, Jalen Warren, or maybe even Marvin Mims if Judy is out. Yeah, I would do Addison or Mims unless we get news JSN is playing, then I think he's fine too. But Addison probably projects the most. Warren would be like off the wall to play. Spurious saying, I'm not sure if it will overlay. This happened last year and all of a sudden it spiked before the season started. Yeah, I don't know, man. As long as they don't have any suspicious bot activity in there, it's really kind of hard for it to spike too hard. There's just so many offerings too. Like multiple sites are overlaying. Whatever. We're taking Jordan Love naked over here. I do end up with some unstacked QBs on these teams. Or take Sam Howell, QB3 over there. Diggs, Cup, Higgins, Jason, Gino, Laporta. We're going to take Jordan Love naked here too. Jordan Love back stackable. So that's the thought there. Also, Jordan Love has some rushing upside. / might be good. I don't love Ferguson as much as others, but I mix them in. When will I release my exposure? Once the contest maxes, man. We're close. We're close. Post on Twitter. Oh, we got jokes in the chat. If I could give one piece of advice to a kid trying to learn chess, what would it be? Chess is 99% tactics. So do a lot of them. Obviously, you got to get to a level where you can do tactics. So but yeah, tactical vision is the backbone of all chess. Take Jaden Reed to stack with Jordan Love. I remember when Jaden Reed was a 20th round pick. Times have changed. What's up, Jake? Appreciate it, man. One area I struggle to have clear conviction is the mid-tier running back between J.K. Dobbins, Akers, Madison, Javonte, and Miles. Who you like? I like J.K. Dobbins the best out of that group. I don't draft Akers or Madison anymore. Madison is fine in contests that aren't like BBM or this, where Madison's 10th round Madison was draftable in this contest, so that off the jump is a no for me. Cam Akers, I just have concerns about. He's fine to mix in, but I don't want to have a big bag of him. I was drafting him with confidence early, and I've stopped. Mainly because concerns about the Rams, Kyron Williams pass game, blah, blah, blah. Javonte's tough. I think Javonte's fine to mix in. I'm still just a little bit of IKB. You're going to have to show me you can bury me with this crazy injury you have or had. And whatever. If he buries me, he buries me. I have some Javonte teams. But his ADP also used to be a lot cheaper, so yeah. I don't draft a ton of running backs in that range, to be honest. But J.K. Dobbins is a guy like there. Dameon Pierce is a guy like there. James Cook's a guy like there. But some of those guys have gotten more expensive. Man, there's a lot of fear with Greg Dulcich. Greg Dulcich went after Irv Smith, Dawson Knox, and Conklin in this draft. Yeah, I mean, Cobra Kai, I had like written the script for a video I was going to make earlier in the offseason about like finding this year's Josh Jacobs, and Cam Akers was going to be on that list. Oh shit. I didn't realize how bad this team needs tight ends. But I don't know. I don't think the O-line improved that much. The team could suck. And he's fought with the coach before. A lot of his big games came down the stretch against teams that like maybe quit. So I don't know. He could have a good year, but I'm kind of thinking that Kyron Williams is going to play more than people think. But maybe not. I just drafted like some of him early, so I don't know what percent I'm at. Not huge, for sure. Man, the rooms recently are just so running back heavy on DK. Five drafts at one time, Artie says. Artie, brother, this is a break for me. I've been doing 8 at a time. Because like I do the little math. I'm like, okay, if I do 5 at a time and then I do 10, that's 50. If I do 8 at a time, it's 30 more in the same range. You know, it's like, I don't know if I can justify not doing 8 at a time. Which again, I just rock 50% Zoom. Okay, I need to start just hammering running. Uh-oh. Oh, got players in the queue. Look at that, helping myself out. Some of these teams are a little light at running back right now. So we're going to just have to go quantity there and hope that some chaos happens in the NFL and it works out. One of my team desperately needs tight ends. I still think Jeff Wilson is draftable. Of course, there's risk. He does not return this year, but I am. Steve, I don't agree with Steve saying you can't justify drafting any Ram or Cardinal. You definitely can draft them. Yeah, Cobra Kai, I said this on stream the other day, but a lot more RB3s and 4s could be drafted around the league because it doesn't take as much as people think for them to see the field. What does this team need? Oh, yeah, it needs tight end bad. Probably is going to crank out 4 tight ends over here. What does this team need? I could go with 3rd tight end. We'll take Mayer as a 3rd tight end and just finish out with running backs. Same here, Mayer, and then finishing out with running backs. It's slim pickings in the later rounds for running backs. I mean, I don't draft him, but it should be notable that the Cowboys did not cut Ronald Jones. Feels nice that 2 running backs fell to me on that team. What do we need over here? Probably just, running backs. At what point does multi-tabling become negative EV? I don't know, man. It's just like my thought process with it is I'm not winning this fucking $1 million anyways against 1.2 million entrants in a 1,000+ person final. So I sure as hell am not spending 150 hours of my life doing one at a time. This team probably do one more wide receiver and then crank it out with running backs. It's crazy we still don't know who. Oh, shit. What does this team need? We still don't know who the running back 2 is on like a bunch of teams. I'm talking about the Bengals, the Cowboys, and like the likely answer is a lot of these teams, there is no RB2. It's more of a 2A, 2B if something happened to the starter. I think that about like Spiller and Kelly. Just because Kelly ran a 75-yard touchdown in the preseason, I don't think that means he put Spiller on ice. Can't draft Sean Tucker on DK, Steve. You can elsewhere, though. So some of these are going way faster because teams are getting put on auto draft. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me for this hour as I descend slowly into madness, finishing off these teams. Wow. CJ Uzomah is at the top of the queue here for tight ends. That is a bleak landscape. We'll take Logan Thomas as a tight end 4 on this team to pair with Sam Howell. Why not? So I think Turner got taken. Yeah. All right, so we finished this one off. It is a CMC Cup, Smith, Ramondre, Kirk, Addison, JSN, Sanders, Cousins, Charbonnet, Jamal Williams, Devon, Achane, we're over here. Brock Purdy, Sam Howell, Ferguson, Rashid Shaheed, Devontae Parker, Hunter Henry, Cade Otton, Logan Thomas for a 3-6-7-4 build. Goodbye. Closing that one out. Let me make sure I do not close you guys out by accident. Put you over here. You prefer Cole Turner to Logan Thomas? Yeah, well, he wasn't available, so. And honestly, I think people are just guessing on that situation. I do think momentum seems to be pushing Cole Turner's way, but we shouldn't be shocked if Logan Thomas comes back and assumes the top job and or a weird committee. My QB's here. Take Palmer this time. So this team is a Diggs, Cup, Higgins, Mike Williams, Hawkinson, James Cook, JSN, Miles Sanders, Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith, Sam Laporta, Rashad Penny, Jordan Love, Jaden Reed, Ty Chandler, Chuba Hubbard, Michael Mayer, Evan Hull, Rico Dowdle, Trey Palmer for a 3-7-7-3 build. Goodbye to that one. Wilson all wheels up for week 5, thankfully. I don't think that's been confirmed, Joey. What they said is he shouldn't be on the PUP list much past week 4. Steve, I don't agree, man. Logan Thomas is the Kadarius Toney of the tight end position. That's a little disrespectful to Kadarius Toney, probably. This is what StreamYard looks like. If you've never seen it before, it is showing on screen. Only way I can see the chat, guys, while I do this. Let's see. What are we going to finish out here? Yeah, we'll do one more running back here. We'll take Jeff Wilson on IR. And we'll finish it off with Deontay Hardy to stack with Josh Allen. Wilson's situation is giving you retire mid-season vibes. As a resident vibes analyst, I'm not feeling that, Zach. Possible. Do Fournette and Hunt get on rosters this season? If so, where are your predictions? I'll pull something up for you here, Cobra Kai. I don't have big bags on either. I have like a smidgeling of Fournette, but Leonard Fournette tweeted yesterday something. How did I want to finish this one? I don't even know who CJ Hayward is. I'll pull it up in 1 second, guys. We just finished up 2 of the other ones. So one of these teams is a Tyreek Ridley, Metcalf, Breece Hall, TJ Hawkinson, Gabe Davis, Jordan Addison, David Montgomery, Deshaun Watson, Zach Charbonnet, Samaje Perine, Jameson Williams, Jordan Love, Mingo, Dulcich, Rashid Shaheed, Michael Mayer, Jeff Wilson, Rico Dowdle, Keontae Ingram. The other team is an A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, Mark Andrews, Deebo Samuel, Ken Walker, Drake London, JSN, Kyle Pitts, Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, Rashad Penny, Devon Achane, Jameson Williams, Brock Purdy, Chuba Hubbard, Hyatt, Slayton, Kelly, Dowdle, Matt Breida. Oh, look at that. Matt Breida to stack with Daniel Jones. Didn't even do that on purpose. And the last team here. Now we can share our screen a little bit different is, hold on a moment. Our last, Hardy won on this team. Okay. So this last team is Diggs, Olave, Allen, Watson, Breece Hall, James Cook, JSN, Kyle Pitts, Dalton Kincaid, Jalen Warren, Geno Smith, Allen Lazard, Zay Jones, Jameson Williams, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Deuce Vaughn, Chuba Hubbard, Kyron Williams, Jeff Wilson, and Tutu Atwell. So Leonard Fournette yesterday tweeted out so he tweeted out, I wonder if they know my story is not over yet. And, what I said is you could take this as he's playing this year, or that football doesn't define him and a new chapter is beginning. How do you lean? And I put a poll. And the options were doesn't play this year, signs by week 2 to 3, signs late in season. So 11.5% said Fournette does not play this year. 70% thinks he signs by week 2 to 3. 20% thinks he signs late in the season. I don't know. I'm not convinced he's back. Like, this to me does not say I'm back this year. But we'll see, we'll see. What does the chat think, guys? What do we think here? Is Leonard Fournette back this year? Move you guys over here. So Cobra Kai, who said he has 30% Lenny and doesn't seem biased at all, says Fournette's playing this year. You're saying two things here. Oh, you went shocking over for Hunt. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope Lenny is not the guy you need because don't have a big bag on him. I'd be okay with him signing late in the season, something like that. It's possible that it's very possible that NFL teams are or that players are waiting for injuries to happen to starters. And so like guys like Fournette, Hunt, whatever are hoping for that. But that's no guarantee. Let's see what you guys have to say. Brandini says, I have 12% Fournette, but I'm not expecting him to play at this point. Yeah, I don't think Fournette's not going to kill you guys, even if he doesn't play. Especially if you have, if you're taking him in the 12th round, he's going to kill you. Creamy Sauce, again, the worst name on YouTube. Just joking with you, Creamy. Says Fournette is washed. Kyle said, this tweet is a good sign. We don't know for sure, but more likely after that tweet. Oh, Cobra Kai says he only has 3% Lenny. My mistake. Yeah, I think what Mav Frico here says depends how desperate teams get with their depth and if Lenny is cheap enough. Let's jump on Underdog and do another dog bowl draft. I might turn my focus to cranking out some dog bowls this week once I finish with my DK Millie. We need more flute in your lives. Brian, you're so right, man. For my fellow Star Wars nerds, tomorrow we get Star Wars back. That's a good sign. Let's get over on Underdog. If for some reason you're not up and running on Underdog, you can use promo code Cheslium there to get up and running. It's pick'em season. We need 10 more. I'm going to tweet this out too. See if we can get this bad boy filled. $10 more for a dog bowl on Underdog. being streamed as well. Lenny to the Chiefs makes the most sense to you after McKinnon injury? McKinnon's not hurt. Are you predicting an injury? Come on now. We need 7 more guys if you want to draft this. Ty Chandler looks like he could pay off. ESPN did like a hot take article, and one guy said that Ty Chandler becomes the number 1 running back for the Vikings. Getting better and better with each stream with that. Johnny, are you saying my flute abilities? Jason, check out my stream yesterday for a full breakdown on the dog bowl, but basically it is $10. It's $10 for a team. Your goal is to finish first through third out of 13,000 people. So if you're not winning this, it's not worth it. And if you do win, there's a live final in Miami where you can fight for $1 million in prizes with $200K to first. 5 more for this dog bowl. But also, Jason, you could just wait here to see what a draft looks like. Good luck, man. My recommendations is either hope you're getting unique at the top of ADP due to random chance, like hope you get like a Bijan Robinson, Jamar Chase start or something outrageous like that, in which case you can just chalk out with your last picks, or force uniqueness in the late rounds / take 2 guys with an ADP of 30 versus like one with an ADP of 16 and one with an ADP of 30, right? Like taking 3 guys in the 30s, like so you take like one of these guys in the first round is going to be very underutilized by the field. How much is dog bowl? $10. See you in Miami. Good luck, Brian. Not 100% sure how many dog bowls I'll do each week. Might get to 150 week 1, just to have a sweat week 1. I've thrown some off the board players in my dog bowl entry, so we're trying. We're trying here. We're trying to win those tickets. I mean, Miami's only like a 3-4 hour drive for me. So what up, Mantis? Toboggan. What am I going to be giving you during the season? Stay tuned for that, Mantis. Yet to have that fully finalized, but at the minimum, going to have a show for breaking down the highest scoring Best Ball Mania 4 teams, including my own. Going to have a guest for that, or probably rotating guest. And going to have like a pick'em show. Going to have a show when I'm doing some battle royales, dog bowls, whatever. Stuff like that. A lot of underdog stuff. Yeah, stuff on it. It's because I'm a good multitasker / ADHD. That's why I pay attention to the chat. And of course, the chat is the lifeline of a streamer. I was fortunate where, I didn't really need to. There are plenty of streamers out there who started with like 3 viewers, right? And that's tough. If you're just streaming, putting in the time, and no one is, there's no one there to interact with, like that's tough. You'll notice a lot of people don't do solo streams either. It's not the easiest solo streaming. Obviously, I prefer with a guest usually too, but that requires scheduling, yada yada. 4 more, guys. 4 more for this dog bowl. You can check out Underdog's Twitter post about the dog bowl if you want to see the full info on it. little stretch here. Mantis saying, I don't like the dog bowl. Seems like you have to get top 3 or you're basically getting nothing. Very true. 13K entries. What I would say to you, Mantis, is 1, it might overlay, because I think a lot of people feel the way you do. 2, I mean, I don't know. The most you can win the Battle Royale this week is 20K. If you win the dog bowl, you win 10K plus a shot at 200K. So you can win more money in the dog bowl versus Battle Royale this week. I think Battle Royale prizes will be bigger over time. And yeah, if you're only doing, I think if someone doesn't like the dog bowl to like 150 it, which, you know, I don't think there will be a lot of 150ers. Again, it might significantly overlay. We don't know. I would recommend you do 1 to 2 a week if you want. And what I would try to do with those 1 to 2 teams is, again, either hope you get unique at the top of ADP through random fallers. So you can kind of just like look at the ADP and like, if I got, obviously if I got like Chase or McCaffrey on the same team, that's incredibly unique. You know, that's not happening, or you can you link the dog bowl link in the chat? I do not see it on the Underdog website. It's not on the website, man. It's on their Twitter. I'll post the I'll post their Twitter link to it. You can click that there. You can see here, it tells you the info. So they have a little video with someone, and they have this here. The rake is higher on it, but, you know, it is a live final, so it requires a lot more work versus something like Best Ball. No, it's not only week 1. There are going to be 12 different weeks to qualify. Each week, 3 people will be sent there. So good luck to you if you're in this chat with me. I pulled the 104. I would not overstack. You know, just kind of like thinking about the math of a double stack. Both guys need to score touchdowns probably to beat 13,000 people. No, not only 1 week. Thank you to the 90 of you who wrote out this chat with me. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. Most of my streams do not have a very tiny screen you can't see. We'll zoom in even for you guys. All right, well, getting the RB1 seems good. You only need to start 1 running back. Roster requirements are 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, 1 quarterback, 1 tight end, and a flex. So we're just going to lock in the RB1. Cobra Kai saying, I think you start A.J. Brown. Yeah, I mean, the thing about if you start A.J. Brown is you're not getting Jalen Hurts. It's a 12-round draft, unlike their normal Battle Royales, which I think is like 6 rounds or 6 people. You got the 107. Good luck, Jason. There's some late swap feature too, which honestly I'm not 100% clear on right now. But like I drafted Cooper Kupp on some of the early ones I did. I'm going to be able to swap that guy. Obviously, you don't get to swap a player if he gets hurt mid-game. Yeah, so my assumption for the live final is since there are 36 qualifiers, and the max you can win is 3 tickets, is there's going to be 3 separate drafts at the thing. And so you could be in all 3. Mr. Meister says Eckler is the RB1 week 1. We'll see, Mr. Meister. Could be. James Cook greater than Ramondre. What do you think? You talking this week? You talking in general? No Bills in this, Artie says. I'm thinking. Artie, Devin Singletary. Tricks on you. Singletary, ex-Bill is draftable. Yeah, I mean, James Cook could have an explosion year, Matteo. Really depends on really depends how many touchdowns go through the air, how many ground touchdowns Damian Harris, Josh Allen, and Latavius Murray vulture. Lions Chiefs stack probably win week 1. Well, this does not include the Thursday night game, creamy, so no. Is this a question, Spurious? You get to choose from like whoever's at the top remaining undrafted by ADP? Oh, if a player gets hurt, like with Cup? Yeah, you get to set your rankings. I believe is how it works. Yeah, it's just the main slate. No Thursday or Monday night or like the Sunday night game is not in here either. So no Cowboys, Giants. We're going to take Trevor this time, just for uniqueness purposes. I considered Jacobs. I considered Metcalf. We're not doing that this time. Locking in our quarterback selection. Can't be sniped on a stacking partner. There's no way Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram both go inside of here. So yeah, it's only 6 rounds, so it's pretty quick drafts. My guess is most weeks, these drafts will sporadically fill throughout the week. And then come Sunday morning, all the people chasing overlay, if these are overlaying, these things are going to fire off pretty quick. Just going to take Kirk here. I don't really care what his ADP is. So we got Trevor, Kirk, McCaffrey. Is Kirk going to be available at the 4-5 turn a large portion of the time? Yes, he is. But we're securing the stack here. And we'll figure out our wide receiver, tight end, and flex. FanDuel failing in best ball, Stefan, should be like taught in business classes across the world because they acquired the company that was previously like the company that Underdog is now used to have an old company that was acquired by FanDuel and then whatever. Brendan asking, what does overlay mean? Like it doesn't fill, but still all rewards are guaranteed? Yes, Brendan, correct. Prize pools are guaranteed in fantasy contests usually. And so when a contest doesn't fill, it means you're competing a lot against less people. If that is for something with like playoff weeks, it just means they start taking third place teams to fill the playoffs usually. If it's something like this, it would just mean you're competing against less people for the prizes. You love Jahan Dotson this week? Yeah, you and everyone else, Mantis. He's going to be super chalk, I would guess. Joey asking, what do you think the Chiefs running back splits will look like week 1? Should be interesting. I'm really not sure, Joey. I mean, I think the Lions have a really good shot of beating the Chiefs, where you're talking about a Chiefs team without Chris Jones manning the middle of their defense. Their defense already kind of sucks. You got a Lions team who invested a lot in the secondary after having a bad secondary last year through free agency. They have an elite O-line. So I think the Lions might be able to just move the ball by like ground and pounding, shots to Amon-Ra, shots to Laporta, one of the rando wide receivers, and I see them hanging in the game. Is it possible Mahomes' greatness can save him? Yeah, maybe. But, it's not like this Chiefs team's not without questions. They got no Chris Jones. Their wide receiver group has upside, but is very questionable. And so I'm not sure. I think if the Chiefs are losing, McKinnon's going to play a lot. If they are in the mix, I think all three of McKinnon, CEH, and Pacheco are going to see like a third of the snaps or something. Mr. MU Tiger touting stats that do not matter at all to this season. Not going to take Kittle with me taking McCaffrey. Just hard to make the touchdowns work. But we will take Goddard, who has an ADP of 30. So to get him at 45 feels unique. Mims a good unique play. Yeah, Mims will be a chalk play on DFS, but is a fine play in something like this where he will not be drafted. And that's like a good process for most weeks where you can kind of think of like who's chalk DFS due to salary restraints, but is not being drafted in a contest like this. You don't need to get crazy for uniqueness too. Like you don't need to take like Devin Singletary, just scroll down a little bit. Or like with this team, I don't need to get unique anymore because I got unique by reaching on Kirk and I got unique with Dallas Goedert falling to me. So I can just like take whoever I think the best plays are. Mims is 3K and DK got to use him. Yeah, I don't agree. I think you definitely can use him, but week 1 has got really soft pricing on a lot of guys, so I can definitely see like a balanced build and just avoiding the 3K range could be fine. But you can always do stars and scrubs, I'm hoping Mims is super popular. Wow, it's kind of crazy Zay Flowers ADP is this. Wow, looks like I just got buried at wideout. What in the hell? I took Rashad Bateman, who I don't even like. I was going to try to change it to Ayuk at the last moment, but whatever. The Ravens have a high team total, so could Bateman fall in the end zone? Yes. Pittman bring back? Don't think I'll be doing a bring back. Did Lions defense get better? Just wondering. They were one of the worst last year. Yeah, I think they did, man. I think they signed a lot of guys into their secondary. They drafted more help on the D-line, and they already had like a solid D-line. What would you say the chances you don't profit on best ball this year? I would say the chances of anyone not profiting on best ball tournaments is like pretty high. It's not easy to profit unless you make finals and win. So that's a very realistic outcome for anyone who plays best ball. I also don't think you should judge your best ball abilities by a single year. Yes, it's obviously I want to win every year of my life if possible that I play. But it's like one slate basically. So zooming out, looking out. Would you ever pull out a full beard? If I could grow one, I would. I mean, Maybe you give me 10 years and I will, but not so sure. Did I play best ball in 21? How did you do that year? That's the year Best Ball Mania 2 was. I won $1 million that year, so pretty good. Also, I got 5th in a puppy. So, did the best that year. This isn't me, guys. This isn't me. So, like, this guy's getting unique here with a little Baker, Mike Evans team. You meant 2020? Yeah, 2020 was my first year playing best ball, and I just discovered it, and I did profit that year. Mainly because I did like 8 to 10 high-stakes teams. I did like 2 1K teams and like 8 3-3-3 teams, I think they were at the time on DK. And I advanced like, I don't know, 80% of my teams to the playoffs or something. They all got knocked out. So like I didn't win a lot of money, but I did profit due to it. And that's what made me fire a lot more the next years. So we need a flex play. I don't think I'm going to do wide receiver just because, I mean, I just took Rashad Bateman. Again, not a guy I'm thrilled about. F-ball is getting unique here with Tutu Atwell. I like Dameon Pierce. Pace up game against the Ravens. A little Pierce Bateman bring back. Again, getting unique. It was like this room, everyone is getting unique. And so when you notice a room where everyone is getting unique by drafting Adam Thielen and Baker Mayfield and Tutu Atwell, you can kind of just take the ADP fallers and now, like, yeah, are these guys all being drafted at 100%? Yes, they are. But are they all combined on a team? No, they're not. I was a teacher, Mantis. All right, guys. That's going to do it for me today. Thanks for joining me on this lovely Monday afternoon. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. Make sure to get outside if you haven't, at least for 30 minutes or something. I'm going to do that a little bit right now, get some food, and then I will back to drafting the DK Millie teams. Peace.